Hi students, I hope all are fine. So today in this video what we are going to learn is about justice above self. Okay, selfless justice. So as you know, justice, justice is something that should be given to everybody. So before we get into the chapter, we need to understand a bit about its author. Okay, the person who has written this particular story is Munshi Premchand. Okay, so who was Munshi Premchand? Dhanapat Rai, better known by his pseudonym Munshi Premchand, was a famous Indian author and poet who ushered into modern Hindi and Urdu literature with his writings. The writer is mainly recognized for his creations that always contained a social message and raised a voice against the social evils prevailing in Indian society. So, Munshi Premchand was a person, was a writer who always reflected a social message in his stories, and he also questioned the social evils that were prevailing at that time. Okay, so now let us enter into the story. So once you see this particular picture, what is the main thing that comes to your mind? Yes, okay, you must have seen in movies or that this is the picture that is placed on every court, isn't it? Every court. So if you analyze this picture, you will have a lady who is holding a balance, okay, and her eyes are covered, means to say justice has to be equally given. Okay, justice has to be equally given no matter who the person is, no matter what the situation of the person is. Okay, so justice has to be provided, and justice means giving one his or her due. Okay, what is supposed to be given to a person should be given. That is known as justice. So before we enter the chapter, first we shall see a, a court. Okay, a court scene, a conversation. King Rama's court. Okay, there is Rama, Lakshman, and courtiers are sitting. A servant who has something to say comes to stand hesitantly. Comes and stands hesitantly. So let us see the conversation. Rama to the servant, speak up, you have nothing to fear. Servant, O king, I can't, not in the presence of revered Lakshman and the wisest courtiers. Rama, you have my protection. Speak your voice, speak your mind. Servant, Maharaja, today I saw a washerman beating his wife black and blue. He told her to get out of his house. He said he was not Rama to accept a wife after she had lived in another's custody. And there is some commotion in the court. So we shall see this. Okay, there is a servant who comes to the court and he is telling Rama, okay, there are so many so many wise people, so I am unable to speak. But Rama says, okay, but no, you you speak up. Then the servant speaks up. He's saying, okay, I saw a washerman who was beating his wife, saying, I am not a Rama to be with a person who already had been with someone else's custody. Okay, someone else's custody. So there is a commotion in the court. Okay, there is a confusion in the court. Now let us see what happened. And Lakshman, the washerman deserves a lesson for his nonsensical comment about Mother Sita. Courtiers. Yes, Maharaj, he must be punished. Okay, so the washerman, Lakshman says, okay, the washerman must be punished for making such a comment on Sita. Then all the courtiers agreed. But Rama had something else to say. Rama says, My dear Lakshman and courtiers, the remarks of the washerman do have some implications. I know, and for that matter, everyone knows what a great lady Sita is. But when such remarks are made, the Rajadharma dictates that it is necessary for Sita to prove herself spotless. Dear Lakshman, Sita has expressed her desire to be in the sacred company of the sages. I command you to take Sita to the jungle and leave her there for some time. Okay, see, Rama had a different outlook towards things. Rama said, okay, it's not enough that it is not good that we punish the washerman because there is an implication on what he said. He said, Sita, of course, Sita is a great lady, but we need to make Sita prove her innocence. Okay, innocence. So, what do you have to do? You need to, Sita had been asking to spend time with the with sannyasis. So, you just take her and leave her with the sannyasis and come back. So, that is the justice, that is a verdict given for this situation by Rama. Let us now enter the story. So this story is about two friends, okay, Juman and also Algu. Okay, Juman Sheikh and also Algu Chowdhury. They were very good friends, and there is something that happens in their life. Okay, and there is a person who gives selfless justice to someone who needed it. Okay, so that is this story. So let us enter the story. Juman Sheikh and Algu Chowdhury were good friends. So strong was their bond of friendship that when either of them went away from the village, the other looked after his family. Both were greatly respected in the village. Okay, Juman and Algu were very good friends. They had a very nice bond of friendship, and when either of them went away from the village for any work related matter, the other one used to take care of his friend's family also. Then Juman had an old aunt who had some property. This she transferred to him on the understanding that she would stay with him and would look after her. The arrangement worked well for a couple of years, but thereafter the situation changed. Juman and his family were tired of the old relative. Juman became as indifferent to her as his wife, who grudged even the little food that the old lady needed for survival. She swallowed these insults along with her food for a few months, but patience has its limits. Okay, so now we are seeing about Juman. Okay, Juman had an older relative, okay, who had bit of property which she gave to Juman on the understanding that Juman would take care of her. So everything was fine. Juman took the property and he was taking care of this older relative. But after 2 years, what happened? Juman was tired of this old relative, and not only Juman, his wife also was tired, and his wife even took away the little food that was to be given to the this old lady for survival. But she was a good woman. She did not make any complaints for quite some time, for quite few months. But patience has its limits, so her patience ran out. Then what happened? One day she spoke to Juman. My son, it is now obvious that I am not wanted in your house. Kindly give me a monthly allowance so that I can set up a separate kitchen. My wife knows best how to run the house. Be patient, said Juman shamelessly. This made his aunt angry and she decided to take her case to the village panchayat. Okay, so one day her patience ran out and this lady was wanted to ask Juman. So she goes to Juman and asks, okay, Juman, it is obvious that I am not wanted in this house. So I want you to give me a monthly allowance. You give me something so that I can prepare a separate kitchen and prepare my food. But Juman said, no, my wife knows how to run the family and she will take care of you. Juman said shamelessly. But this relative was very angry, so she decided to make a case. Okay, take her case to the village panchayat. The old lady went about meeting people, explaining her case. Some sympathized with her, others laughed at her. A few others advised her to take it up with her nephew and his make it up with her nephew and his wife. At last she came to Algu Chowdhury and spoke to him. You know, Chachi, Juman is my best friend. How can I go against him? Algu said. But it is right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just as and fair, pleaded the old lady. Come to the panchayat and speak the truth, she said. Algu did not reply, but her words kept ringing in his ears. So this lady wanted to take this case to the panchayat and she explained her case to some people, and some of them laughed, some of them sympathized with her, and some said try to make it up, try to make a deal with your your nephew, but no one listened. So at last she went to Algu Chowdhury saying, she explained her situation, but Algu said, okay, he is my best friend, so how can I go against him? But this lady said, okay, he is your best friend, I understand, but in this situation, if you keep mum, it is not that very nice. Then she said, I hope you would come to the panchayat and speak the truth. And she went away. Now, Algu did not give any reply to this, but her words rang in his ears, kept on ringing in his ears. So Algu did not know what he should do. So in the next class, we will see whether Algu went to the panchayat and spoke for this lady going against his friends. Let us see all that in the next class. So we have a worksheet. There are 6 questions in it. So kindly go through the questions and write the answers from the chapter. Okay. So I hope today's class is clear to you. Thank you and bye.